Good morning everybody, how are you today? Hope you're well. I'm very well today, thank you. Thank you for all your wishes of get well from my migraine the other day. I'm feeling a lot better today. I think it must just been the change in the weather. Maybe, as one of my viewers said, maybe it was the storm that was coming. We didn't have a thunderstorm. It was just really windy, And the bee people at the back have been making a lot of noise lately. So yeah, all their machinery affects my ears. So yeah, sometimes I just come down with a headache. But I'm feeling a lot better today. So I'm off out. I'm just off to do my shopping. And I thought while we were out, I thought I'd do some video footage for you of the charity shop that I go to. It's at an old station. Well, it's at not an old station. It's an old part of the station. And it's an existing station that's in use. But they've taken over one of the train sheds and converted it into a big charity shop that sells furniture and things like that. So it's a great charity shop to go to. The only thing is, like so many other charity shops, the prices have been going up and it's not as much of a bargain anymore. But it makes it even more fun going and having a look and trying to find a bargain. Got a new dress the other day from the charity shop. It was half price, £3. Always like finding new clothes. It saves me having to buy new. I can never find anything I like new. I did find this cardigan with the bumblebees and toadstools and flowers. And I found that on Shein online, Shein. Got some lovely stuff from them. I got a lovely dress, a skirt. I got this cardigan. I got another cardigan. And it was all for under £50. So I was really pleased with that. But I am going to make my own clothes. Anyway, enough waffle. It's just coming up to 9:15. I'm going to take myself off in the car. I'm going to go down to the charity shop. I'm going to go and do some shopping, buy some chicken feed and get myself back home. I did start using the weaving loom and it is a bit of a slow process. It's a bit heavy going on the arms because it's so tall. But it does work. So if you wanted to make a smaller one, you can make it any size you want. Just follow the basic principle of a 1/2 inch between the pins that you put along the top for doing your threads. And you can make it any size you want. I would say the minimum I would go for a scarf is probably 12 inch. I wouldn't go any less than that, 12 inches wide. But you can make it as long as you want. I want to be able to make scarves that you can wrap around your neck. But you can follow any plan that you want to make a scarf. It all depends what size you want to make it. So yeah, my scarf's coming out well. I'll show you that later on. And we'll have a look at that together. And we're going to have a look at the roses as well this weekend. I thought that I haven't done a garden tour now for a couple of weeks, since early August I think. So I think it's time that we had a little look in the garden. But there's nothing much in flower. The garden's pretty much finished for this year. It just seems to have come and gone really quickly. But through the summer I did do some footage of my roses. So I'm going to put that in at the end of the video. Just a look, one after the other, of what the roses are and where they are in the garden and what I think of them. So if you're looking for anything for Christmas, then you'll have an idea of what David Austin have that I think is worth having in your garden. Right, I'm going to get myself going. I'm looking a bit worse for wear this morning. My hair's starting to grow again. So it's doing its own thing. It's growing however it wants, wherever it wants. So it's all going at the moment. That's why it's tied back, because if I have it down, it's about this length now, and all it does at the bottom is just go out. It just sticks out bushy at the bottom, so it's getting yanked back. Right, I'm going to get myself organised, get myself in the car, and we're going to go off to the shops. So I'll see you when we get there. I'll see you in a bit. to you, Maria, when I saw this. Very sweet. You're nice in your little kitchen, Maria, with your yellow walls. Very nice. Right, so that's one charity shop done. I got myself some nice little bargains. I'll show you them when I get home. I've got a very useful plate stand for the cupboard, which was £1, I think. Yeah, it was £1, so that was really useful. I can put all my plates on it in the cupboard. I've got a useful, nice little tin. Let me just show you that. So I thought I'd put that at the side of the fire with fir cones in and a bit of kindling, and then that'll be easier for lighting the fire. And inside there's some goodies as well, but I won't show you them now. I'll wait until I get home and show you them. So I'm just going to go and have a look in another couple of charity shops before I head to the shop, and then I'm going to go home and get my washing pegged out. So I'll see you in a bit. Right, so I've made it back from the shops, and it's a couple of days later, and I thought that you might like to have a look at what I bought at the charity shop when I was there the other day. I had a lovely time. Hope you enjoyed the look around the shop and seeing what was around, and I hope I gave you some little clues as to what I was buying. But I got a lovely tin in there. It's a soap powder tin. And I've put that at the side of the fire, and I put my paper and some firelighters in there ready for the fire, so it's all nicely scrunched up. So all I've got to do is just get the paper and plonk it in the fire, so that's been really handy. Put it well out the way of the fire. It does have a lid on, so it is fire safe, and yeah, that's really handy at the side of the fire. The other thing that I bought was a plate stand for the cupboard. I showed you that when I was in the car, and a mini cheese grater, so that was really useful. But what I also bought was something I wouldn't normally be attracted to, but I bought some cameras. My dad will be very pleased. He loves cameras. He's always buying cameras. He buys them broken on the internet. He buys them when he finds them cheap. He thinks it's a good deal, and then he buys them and he collects them. So I saw these cameras. They did have some working cameras, but they were about £20, and I wasn't prepared to invest in them. And I didn't dare tell my dad that they had them, because I knew that he'd want me to be buying all sorts of stuff, so I didn't do that. But I did buy a couple of nice things myself to add to my collection. Now, I bought this light meter. It is a Leningrad 4 light meter, and it does have a cine setting on it. Now, I'm not sure if this is a light meter that's just for cine film. My dad will know more about it than me, but there's a little button at the side here, and you press that down and the light meter works that way. You press it up and that goes up. So I've no idea what the difference is, but it's just got lots of different settings on it, lots of different dials on it. So I'll have to take it to my dad and let my dad have a look at that and see if he thinks it's any good. If not, I'll pop it on eBay. No problem with that. That was £4, so I was very pleased with that. I also got this lovely Helena camera. It's a very, very nice camera, a very pretty camera. Now, I didn't realise when I bought this that this is an identical camera to what my dad gave me for Christmas. So I must be attracted to this design. I love the size of it. I love the feel of it. It is a film camera. It's a 35mm film camera. But it was sold as broken because there's a bit of paper missing off the side, and it's coming away here. Now, that can easily be glued back on. There's no problem with that. I do have that piece of paper in the sitting room somewhere, but I'll have to find it. But it's a lovely little camera. You turn the dial at the top, you push that button down at the side, and then there's a little button here at the top, and that's the shutter. So yeah, it's a lovely little camera. It's got a thing for a flash on the top. As I say, it's a film camera. It does have up to infinity on the dial at the bottom. So yeah, it's lovely. I'm very pleased with it, very pleased indeed. I didn't realise until I got it home that it's identical to this one that my dad bought for me for gave to me for Christmas. I saw it when I was at his house a while ago, and he was showing me his collection of cameras, and I was like, oh, I love that camera, I really like that camera. But as you can see, I now have two. I didn't realise when I bought it that it was the same. I just really love the style and the design. As I say, I just love the way it fits into my hands. It just seems like it's a lovely lightweight lady film camera, because a lot of the film cameras that you get, they can be quite bulky and quite chunky. But yeah, this is lovely. So I'm rather impressed that I've now got two, but I don't know if this one works. I'll have to put a film through it and see if it works. But I haven't had time to use this one yet, and this does have a film in it. So maybe in the autumn I'll get out and do some black and white photography, because it's got a black and white film in it, so you don't have to be as keen with the settings as what you do with a digital camera. But yeah, it'd be nice to have a light meter, but he's given me some advice on how to use it to see how we get on. I do know what all the different numbers are on the front, so I can have a fiddle about. But film cameras are that expensive these days. Films for film cameras are that expensive these days that it's a luxury hobby rather than something that's cheap to do, because they're about 14 UK pounds for a film. So that's that. The other one I bought was this one. Now I love this little camera. It's a beautiful camera. I don't know if it works. Hasn't had a film through it. I think it's a 120 film or a 110 film. My dad will know. I'll ask my dad when I see him. But you press this little button at the top here. That sends that open. That little thing can close in or open out, and that's a stand. You then, remind myself, this little thing here then pushes down and that pulls that out like that. It's a bit stiff. I have to get my dad to have a fiddle with it for me, but I just love this lens here, this bellow lens here. I think it's beautiful. The man did say it may let a little bit of light in along here because there's a bit of a gap, but I just think it's lovely. Even if I can't use it, it's a lovely little display piece. It is British made. It is British made. On the lens it says More of London, 6 by 9 centimetres. Sorry, that was the wind. And then it's got some other numbers on it as well. It's called New Style. There you go. There we are. It's called New Style. So yeah, hopefully it'll work. But until I can put a film through it, I've no idea. But I just like the fact that it can stand up on its own like that, and it can be on display. It's also got a little viewfinder here, and it's for landscape and portrait. It's got a little mirror, one there and one there. So if you're doing landscape, you look through that one. If you're doing portrait, you look through that one. So all you do is push it back in. There's a little lever here. This little lever here, you push that, it all slots nicely back in place. You push these two levers down here, like that, till they click, and that fits nicely in your bag, like that. Again, I think it's a 120 or a 110 film, but it all seems to be working fine. Not sure why it was sold as broken, but maybe because they haven't put a film through it, they don't know if it's working. It is a little bit stiff, but yeah, I just think it's a lovely camera. I think it's a really interesting looking camera, and it'll be nice to have on display, even if it can't be used. But that was £4.50. That was £4.50. So I thought they were great little cameras for the price. Even if it's just for decoration, it doesn't really matter, does it? Another camera I bought many years ago is this one. I bought this for £1 about 20 years ago. I just thought I'd show you it while I'm showing you the cameras. And it's a Box Brownie Model 1. Unusually it does have film in it. It's a Brownie Model 1 made in England by Kodak Limited, London. It's got a viewfinder on the top there, a viewfinder on the side. That one's for when you're doing portrait. Again, that one's for when you're doing landscape. It does have a film in it. This is the catch for opening the back. There's the dial for winding on the film. And you use these two things for taking the picture. It is one called an F14 as far as I know, and you can only really use it on a day when you've got strong sunlight. And I don't even know if the film works, to be honest with you. I don't know if it's been opened in the past or what, but it says it's on number 5 and I think there's 12 on the roll. So I keep meaning to have a go and get it working, but you know, I just never get round to it. So yeah, those sit on display in my sitting room. And it kind of goes in with the theme that's going on in there at the moment. So I think that's it for today. I just thought you might like a trip to the charity shop, see what I buy, see the charity shop that I go to, and finish off the vlogs for Vlogtober together. Vlogtember together. So I think that's it from me for today. On Thursday we've got recipes. We've got some recipes coming. A lovely viewer asked me if I do some more recipes cooking on the cook stove. So that's what I've decided to do on a Thursday. It will be a recipe day, more often than not. So this week we are doing lasagna and blueberry sponge pudding on the log stove. So that's going to be really nice. It was absolutely delicious. So nice. I'm going to do the lasagna again today. And the cook stove is working out really well. I am going to do a review video towards the end of this month for the log stove. I've got the pretty 2P41. And it's a 15 kilowatt stove and it's fabulous, absolutely fabulous. But I'm going to do a proper review video of it, of how it works, what I think of it, what I think after 12 months of use, and if I recommend it. So that's one of the things I want to do with that towards the end of the month, when it's coming up towards the 12-month mark, because we had it fitted at the end of November last year. And yeah, I just thought it would be a good thing for me to do and review it, because to be honest with you, it's my most popular video on my YouTube channel at the moment is the review I did of the pretty stove when I first bought it, showing you around the stove and cooking my first meal on it. And that has had about 1,400 views, 1,500 views. So yeah, it's my most popular video on my channel. And I do get a lot of questions about it, a lot of questions about cooking on it. Someone asked me about cooking omelette on it and fried eggs on it the other day. Another gentleman asked me to do some recipes, as I say. I think he was in France. And yeah, a couple of people have bought it based on my recommendations as well, and they now have it in their home. So it's something a lot of you are thinking about, is going to cooking on wood and cutting down on your energy bills. So yeah, towards the end of October I will do a review video for you, and if you do have any questions about my stove, do please feel free to ask me in any comments section, and I'll be happy to answer you if I can, happy to help. If you want any more advice on cooking on it, do leave comments in those videos and I'll be sure to answer you and help in any way I can. So yeah, I'm going now. I'm going to go and get on with the rest of my day, and I will see you soon. So enjoy the rest of your week. Take care. Bye for now. Bye bye.